Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show where, after the collision, we sift through
the wreckage.
the wreckage. I am your host, Jimmy T. That is the vet, Jamie Williams, and we are live on the HMG YouTube channel, and also will be on channelattitude.com after the fact. Vet, what is going on? It's been a bit of a quiet week in wrestling, right? And happy Easter, by the way, to everybody that's listening and watching. And happy Easter to you too, Vet.
If Jesus Christ came out of that cave after 3 days and watched this episode of Collision, he would have gone right back in there.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. And you know what's sad, dude? We kind of started off with a bang. You know what I mean? I was pleasantly surprised by, our little surprise guest. I don't know if we're going to talk about it straight off the bat, but Matt Cardona.
Ruined it. You ruined it, Jimmy. All right, show's over. Good night, everybody.
That wreckage.
That wreckage.
I just wrecked it.
Yeah. Let's sift through
well, look, we'll sift through it, but before we do, is there anything we need to talk about, Vet? I mean, like I said, it's been a bit of a quiet week, man. And you get up to anything in Easter? You doing anything tomorrow, say, or today?
No. And if I was, it would be classified. So
in the bunker, somewhere on the West Coast. But
right.
but anyway, like I was saying, man, was there anything we need to touch up on? I mean, what do you think of this past week in wrestling? I thought Raw again was the standout, of course. It kind of has been week in, week out now for the last 5 to 6 weeks, maybe, if not longer. And it was pretty telling. I mean, we saw Cody get some color thanks to The Rock. Again, I can't help but think, though, The Rock is just too cool for school, bro, compared to everybody else.
It's even more of a problem than that, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Because, everybody, that was kind of the big talk of the week, is like, oh, look how cool this cinematic masterpiece was at the end of Raw this week, where he's beating up Cody the same way every wrestler beats somebody up, by grabbing him by the back of the head and throwing him into things, and hitting him with trash cans and everything. Like, this could have been an average GCW night, but but the way the WWE presents it, it's obviously going to look way better, right? And it was cool that it was raining and everything like that. It had a certain look to it. But one of the issues that I was thinking about was that it's kind of just like, it's too much for this, not too much period, but for this point in the buildup, I think it's a little bit too early. Like, we've done a good job, especially on Raw, with people keeping their hands off each other. And now you've done this thing where, in the story, Rock has taken it way too far. Now he's assaulted Cody beyond whatever. Now it's your typical wrestling beatdown, but whatever. Like, for people that have not really, they've just slapped each other a little bit, it's quite an escalation. But here's the thing, though. Now, the first time that we're going to see these guys, when WrestleMania comes around, it's going to be on opposite sides of a tag team match.
Right.
So
true.
What are you going to do? You're going to have, you just beat the shit out of this kid. And I know we got one more Monday to kind of tell the story, and even a Friday, which we'll get to SmackDown in a second too. But so you got one more Monday to do it, but just assuming that we go into the tag team match on night one, which now The Rock has done this to Cody. And what is going to happen? One of these guys is going to be sitting on the apron, like with his arm on the rope, waiting to tag in their little wrestling tights, just having a wrestling match after this. It's kind of anticlimactic, right?
Right.
So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, we do still have one more week, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, hopefully Cody gets his shit back, but we'll see.
Well, it's not, he shouldn't get it back on The Rock anyway. you know, but
save it, mate. You might as well save
at least not on Monday. Like, what is he going to do? It's just going to be the same thing. He's going to beat up The Rock, and The Rock's going to bleed. So now,
that's true.
okay, we're even. The Rock bled. Great. Okay, that may not even happen, but
I hope it doesn't happen though. You're right.
So now imagine this. Now imagine they had not done this, right? Now imagine WrestleMania night 1. I'm thinking the only logical finish is that Seth Rollins loses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we've got Bloodline rules on night 2, right? So obviously for Bloodline rules, you would think for the main event of WrestleMania, you're going to have an epic brawl, right? Because there's nothing that can stop anybody from interfering in the match, right? The whole point is Rock said, I will do everything in my power to make sure you don't win. So what's that going to mean? That means that everybody from the Bloodline is going to be in play. That means that everybody that had matches on the earlier 2 nights are also going to be in play.
If they do that,
Seth Rollins is going to be in play. Like Jimmy Uso, Jay Uso,
even
everybody.
McIntyre say?
Even Drew McIntyre, whatever, like everybody is now free to interfere, right? Including The Rock, he's not going to be part of the match, but he's technically going to be there, right? So what if during the epic brawl, let's say Roman and Cody fight to the back, right? Now you could have had the scene from Monday on the night of WrestleMania.
True.
And give something for Cody to have to come back from. Now it's like looking bad because he's getting this beat down. And you could have everybody back there. Like, remember, everybody else is done for the night. So now you could have every wrestler, every backstage, like all the producers, Triple H, everybody's going to be back there. Like, if, you know, it looked like The Rock was going to throw Cody off that ledge, right? Now imagine he's doing something like that, like he's going to kill Cody, and Triple H is out there getting in The Rock's face, like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't kill one of my superstars, damn it. You know, like, like get some real drama in this big, because you know how Roman Reigns matches are. They're all just this big soap opera spectacle anyway, right?
No,
so why not
is.
save this rainy beatdown? I know you can't make sure it rains there, but whatever. You get the point. Like, save it for that moment. Transplant that moment into the main event of WrestleMania and let that be something that Cody has to overcome now, right? Like, wouldn't that have been way better?
100%. I'm with you. Again, this is why you're the vet, man. You know what I mean? And it's as simple as that. You just came up with a simple solution that could have been done at Mania. Look, I'll laugh if something like that does end up happening, right? Even though it's already been done anyway. But just say they try to, right? Say they try to do it again, and that's where Cody gets his kind of comeuppance. That would make me laugh. I'd be like, they're listening again, Vet. They're definitely listening. But look, you're right, especially considering if you're gonna do it on Raw, say, like, you know, like they did this past week, at least wait till, you know, maybe even SmackDown before WrestleMania. That would have been, you know, more dramatic effect. It would have given it more dramatic effect, but for whatever reason they chose this week. And then on top of that, you know, there was no one on SmackDown, and I guess that's a good segue for SmackDown. There was nobody there. That's
exactly the point I was going to bring. So now you did this thing you did it for your TV show. You did it to go viral. You did all this stuff, get people talking. Now there's like, you know, a producer footage of The Rock, like whipping Cody with a belt or whatever. And
that would have been
all
funny.
of that, and then nothing on SmackDown. The SmackDown's just like, hey, here's Jake Cargill. All they did was show clips of it. Like, hey, look what happened on Monday. But none of these people are here though, so don't worry.
Yeah, that's kind of
here,
bad.
Look at Hamin and Jimmy and Solo sitting there. Look at them.
I can't believe they missed an opportunity like that. I don't understand it. I don't get it, but it is what it is. But yeah, let's talk about Jade Cargill though. Actually, Vet, do you like how they've positioned her? Yeah, she looked cool, but I don't know if I like this you know, team, if you want to call it that.
Why not?
Look, I'm going to say it straight up, all right?
Go ahead and say it.
Do you have an idea what I'm going to say?
Fuck
it, I'm going to say
There's only one thing you could say, right?
Does WWE know how to book black wrestlers, bro? Straight up.
Sure. You just put them in groups. Or, look, just put everybody in a group. I mean, look, there's so many luchadors that they have 2 separate groups. You know? Like, you had to break that up into 2 groups. Like,
Oh boy, man. Uh, I mean,
You got
seriously,
the
though,
male
man.
version with Street Profits and
And
Lashley, and you
Lashley,
got
right?
right.
Ugh. Dude, I don't want to say it offends me, right? But you know why they've paired everybody up the way they have. I mean, if I was a black wrestler, I'd start. Look, I know it's not a racial thing. It's not, but you're putting everybody, going by race or ethnicity, whatever. But I just don't like it, man. It looks a little, weird to me. But whatever. I mean, that's WWE. They've always done this shit. Let's be honest. But I just feel
Yeah.
like Triple H doesn't know how to book minority wrestlers. Like literally, like you said, there's two luchador teams. You got LWO and Legado del Fantasma, and they're feuding for forever at this point. You got the Profits and Lashley. Now you've got Cargill, Belair, and Naomi as a trio. I mean, come on, man. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
and well, anybody that's they put like Liz is pointing out, they put the English guys together. Or
Right,
Fight Night was
exactly.
like
Spot on.
it was
Spot on,
Fight Night
man.
was two English guys and an Irish guy, but
Right.
basically
That's true.
kind of the same, similar the UK area. And then you got this one catch republic, whatever the fuck that is.
One catch.
So
Republic.
it's here's the best way I could justify it, right? Okay. I think what they want to do is group everybody together, like in their groups. Like, okay, let's put everybody in a group. And then it's like, who can get over in the group? And then we can branch out from there. But like, give everybody like a starting point, and then we can branch out and start breaking people up. I assume that's how it's going to go. But I think it's easier to get a baseline to start with if they just kind of group everybody together. And for all we know, some of these people, like, maybe they could have requested to work together, like maybe
hopefully.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the New Day started when all three of those guys didn't have nothing going on, and they pitched the idea of working together.
And how were they booked initially? Think about it.
Right. And then but then what happened, right? They got over it. So hopefully we'll get like a bunch of that kind of situation. And I also do think that there's some veracity to the idea that perhaps after WrestleMania we'll be getting a lot of cuts. But I think Triple H wanted to give everybody kind of a chance first,
Right.
and we're going to see who didn't make the cut, so to speak, after Mania. But at least people have gotten a chance to like try to shine, even if the booking wasn't the best. So
Yeah, I guess, man. But I can't help but think that Jade's gonna outshine the other two, women I just feel like she's gonna outshine them, and then I feel that Naomi and Belair should turn heel on Jade because she's outshining them, right? I think that's the perfect way to turn them heel and make Jade into a white meat babyface, but I'm talking about superhero-esque. Like, I mean, go all in with her, strap the machine behind her, the rocket ship, you know what I mean? But I doubt they'll do that. But that's what I would like. I'd love to see Belair and Naomi turn, and be like, nah, bitch. Who do you think you are? You know what I mean? And then Jade turns around and says, no, I am the bitch. You know what I mean? And then,
well, Jade,
that's it.
The thing about Jade is like, she exudes heel. So
I know, no, it's true. She does.
Take two baby faces and make them into heels just for her sake, I don't think that's a good idea either. And the other thing about Jade is like, well, by putting them in this group, that's going to limit her ring time.
Right.
So,
and I get that totally.
Yeah. That's that's almost a necessity in this case. But it is kind of interesting though, because I feel like there's a little bit of, it's a little bit of hypocritical behavior, because, you got over here when you got Mercedes on AEW, and then people are kind of like dragging AEW and Mercedes and be like, oh, no ratings for Mercedes. Oh, she's kind of, her promo's kind of stupid, and all this other stuff, right? Jade Cargill, same exact thing. She comes in, she cuts a stilted promo, and she's immediately put in with 2 other people, so she's immediately diminished. But I don't see the same outcry. I don't see anybody talking about what the ratings are going to be for her segments, or whether she's going to be a savior. So I just, typical, hypocrite internet wrestling fans.
What's funny, every time I see these discussions online in the IWC and YWC, I think of you now, man. Now I just don't look at the ratings the same way. You've said it over and over and over again. And now every time I see someone mention the ratings, it almost makes my eyes roll now, because it's true. What you've said, at the end of the day, it's different now, the way, things are looked at. Sure, for the networks, it matters, of course, right? It just does. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean they're not happy with the numbers that they're getting. The only thing that worries me with AEW is that, and it doesn't really worry me, but I'm just saying per se, their contract is coming up, and there hasn't been no real talks, in my opinion, about anything happening, about any re-signings or what's going on. So, should they be a little bit worried? Should they be shopping other networks at this point, even though TK seems blindly loyal to the Turner, networks?
I just assume it's a done deal.
Okay.
Like, why talk about it?
Well, you think he's the type of guy that would just come out and brag about it, though, when you think about it? I mean,
no, because he's also the type of guy that has to say things like, I can't talk about that.
That too. I can't stand his interviews, man. His interviews suck, straight up. But because he doesn't answer shit. But you're right. We'll see. I guess that's a good segue into the AEW shows. And speaking of Dynamite and their ratings, what do you think of Dynamite anyway this past Wednesday?
What was on this past Wednesday? I don't even.
It's easy to forget, man.
I don't remember. I think I liked a Dynamite, but I think that was 2 weeks ago. I think this week it wasn't that hot to me.
That was the same with me. 2 weeks ago it was actually a good Dynamite. First hour was, but the second hour sort of turned flat. But let's see what was, because I'm a little
no, there was no Okada. Right. He just,
I remember.
He pulled up in his sports car, and then he nodded at the Young Bucks match on the monitor.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we did have. We had Ospreay against Shibata, Strickland against Takeshita. That were the 2 main matches.
All right. Well, Strickland against Takeshita, I just skipped it. I watched the entrance with Prince Nana, and then I just skipped straight to the finish because I don't need to see another Takeshita match. These guys, and same thing with Ospreay, like these guys are just perpetual move doers. They don't have matches. They do moves. There's nothing. And so much for taking care of Shibata. Jesus. Like, how many kicks to the head did Will Ospreay throw in that? Like, that's not even part of his, like, whatever. Who cares? These people are beyond help. So I didn't like that. What else was on the show?
Well, okay, so fuck those 2 matches, right? At the end of the day, that's basically what you're saying. What else we had? Let me just get back to that in a minute. We also had the Bucks against Private Party, but we already sort of mentioned that. Who cares about that match, really? Best Friends versus Undisputed Kingdom, another who cares match. And Statlander versus Nightingale versus Anna Jay and Dark Sky in a 4-way match.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, it was nice, but was it good?
No.
That's the problem.
No, but who cares?
There you go.
As A-Track Brown said on Twitter, everybody shut up. Sky Blue is on my screen.
Dark Sky, bet.
I know, that's what he said. That's his quote,
I know,
not mine.
That's true. It's true.
We all know it's Dark Sky.
Well, Evan Ben Shlomo, who claims to be the king of 2K24, says, Vet, in all the time you watched AEW, when the young wrestlers cared about the veterans, was there a time where the AEW young wrestlers, I guess, cared about the veterans?
See, this is one of the reasons that I do these shows is because I need to re-educate fans like Aaron from thinking things like it's the company that cares. It's not about the company. The company is just a company. Right. The individuals must care. Will Ospreay is supposed to take care of Shibata in the ring. He gave him a tiger driver. Now, he didn't do the version where he drops him straight on his fucking neck. He gave him like a safer one, but why even do it? Why do you need to do it? You don't need to do it. Don't even take the chance. What if he slipped? You know, like things like that. Like it's you don't even think about that. You don't need to get over. Bryan Danielson had the match with Shibata, and they worked. We covered that here, and they had a relatively safe match. They didn't go outside and throw each other into a bunch of stuff. They just did a little bit on the floor, a lot of grappling, some kicks in safe places, and then that was it. It was Danielson knew how to take care of him because he can relate. These are two guys that were forced into retirement due to head injuries. So Will Ospreay hasn't been forced into retirement due to a head injury yet, so he's just going to do every fucking move in the world like this is just another fucking guy like Kenny Omega who doesn't get it. You know, we're lucky to be able to see Shibata back in a ring, and he's trying to take him back out. So that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's not about AEW caring about Shibata. It's up to Will Ospreay to care about him. It's up to everybody that's in a match to care about him the way Daniel Bryan cared about him. That's the point. Don't say AEW is like a blanket statement because it's everybody there is different. They're all individuals and they have to make their own decisions. So, and we already know that the guy that's in charge of it, at least he's not going to overstep his boundaries and tell a wrestler what to do because they know better than him. Even if he thinks he knows better, he still doesn't feel like he has the right to tell them. So it's up to the older wrestlers, like the Christopher Danielses and the Jerry Lynn's and the other people that work there. They're the ones that have to they can't just say, oh, the kids don't listen. No, don't give up. Keep telling them. Keep telling them until they do listen. Tell them it's going to be their ass if they don't listen.
Right. Kids initially don't listen at first anyway, right? That's just the way it is. So you're right. Just keep heckling until they finally understand and do listen. And you brought up Kenny Omega just before. There was news actually on Kenny this past week where apparently he hasn't had surgery yet on his, how do you pronounce it? Testiculitis, whatever it's called.
Diverticulitis?
Oh yeah, diverticulitis. That's it. That's the one. Apparently he hasn't had surgery yet, and two surgeons have actually suggested that he does get surgery because if he wants to be, at his best again, he needs surgery. I'm just surprised that he hasn't had surgery yet.
I don't know what he's waiting for. He's doing Twitch streams and talking about how he didn't like his time in Ring of Honor. So,
right. Well, I wonder why. Obviously because of Cornette during that time. But yeah, no, I find that interesting. You know what, man? Does he even give a shit anymore? I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say he's going to retire or anything like that, but I just feel like he's in no rush. He's in no hurry. He doesn't seem to really be motivated. Just going by his body language and the way I don't know, dude. It just wouldn't surprise me if he just retires out of the blue.
Well, maybe. I mean, that's fine. Good riddance.
Oh, jeez. Like I said, I'm a fan of
He sure did change the world, Jimmy.
He almost did. He almost did at one stage, but yeah, he didn't change it.
No, I think eventually. He did. I know. I give him credit. I think he did. I think he inspired a generation of people to not give a fuck. Like Aaron Ben Shlomo said, the young wrestlers don't care about the veterans. I misspoke and misread his comment, but that is exactly what he said. Yeah. So now there's all these people that is inspired by Kenny Omega to just do every move that they know in every match, no matter where it is on the card, and maybe possibly hurt somebody or themselves.
Wow. Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, and that happens too frequently. I don't know if you want to touch on Rampage, but Rampage was. I mean, we did have Tony Storm and Perazo on the show. I mean, what could he do, right?
So,
exactly. So let's just move on.
What a waste of a show. Did you see that card on Rampage? I actually skimmed through that show. I was like, okay, maybe, don't be an asshole. Maybe just watch the show and see if anything sticks out or whatever. And, there goes 45 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
Unfortunately. And speaking of, that leaves us with Collision, where we do have to sift through quite a bit of wreckage, unfortunately, Vet. But I was pleasantly surprised with the start, so please take it away.
Well, let me get my thing out. Whoa! I didn't mean that like it sounded.
Don't get your thing out, Vic.
My phone, my portable cellular telephone with my notes on it. That's what I'm taking out, and nothing else.
You're a character. A lot of wreckage indeed, Cold.
Okay, so well, we're not gonna have to wait for the Cope Open. The new TNT champion Edge comes out and he says, "Hey, we're doing this thing again, but the stakes are higher because I have a belt. So who's gonna come and fight me?" And then some music started playing, and I was like, "I know this music." And yeah, always ready. Matt Cardona shows up.
Always ready.
Yeah, the king of the death match. The king of the rubber toys.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking your thing out.
And you know what, man? Where was the Aussie chick, man? I forgot her name for some reason. It's just
Steph DeLander.
Steph DeLander, there you go. Where was she? I was kind of disappointed that she didn't come out. But when his music did hit, look, I'm not a fan of Zack Ryder. I don't mind Matt Cardona, but I still can't get the Zack Ryder out of Matt Cardona, for me anyway. And he still did a woo, woo, woo. And then I was like, I knew it. Not, you know it, but I knew it. God damn it.
Yeah, well, hey. Is this guy going to go back to WWE already or what? What's going on? Why is he still
true.
here?
I don't understand that either, and I bet it has something to do. Don't be surprised if he doesn't want to be Zack Ryder anymore, right? Which I don't blame him. And he wants to come in as Matt Cardona, and that'll be like, no, but we've already got, people know you as, I could picture Triple H, people know you already as Zack Ryder, He'd be like that.
Yeah, but I would agree with you, except they brought in Sean Spears as Sean Spears.
True, so, that's true. Actually, I'll take that.
And he's way less over than Matt Cardona. So I'm pretty sure Matt Cardona could keep his name if he really wanted it.
And is he more over than Ty Dillinger when you think about it?
Yes.
You think so? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Who, Matt Cardona?
No. Sean Spears.
Maybe not really, but it doesn't matter. The point is, he is Sean Spears now, so...
True. And he's exactly the AEW character, 100%. No, you're right.
Yeah, certainly, yeah, I remember reading like a rumor report that he was going to be coming back at some point. I assumed that he was kind of playing a double Dutch, because he, okay, McMahon's here, then he's gone, then he's here, then he's gone. So I think he's trying to wait until he's sure
100%.
And then he could come back. Right. So I think that's really what's going on. I'm sure he'll be back there eventually. Something about, a producer role, like a player coach or something like that, which he'd be good to do that. You have any other thoughts on that?
No, I was going to say, I don't know, you must have not heard me. I'll go like Pete Dunne, who's become a producer for WWE, apparently. Did you hear about that?
God, they're in trouble for that.
They're in trouble because the matches. Oh, I'm telling you, bro. We're going to get a lot of the same shit that Pete Dunne does in his matches, but hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, but anyway, back to SmackDown. So shout outs to Pretty Deadly for getting a big win over Orton and Kevin Owens, man. Yes, boy.
Yes, boys. I forgot about that. Right. Spot on.
Yeah, that's good job, guys.
I couldn't believe that.
And helping out Logan Paul. They're getting that Logan Paul, that Prime, We should see Pretty Deadly from now on drinking like Prime Energy and the Prime Hydration and
they probably will be.
That, yeah, they should have the the logos that's going to be on the WrestleMania ring. They should have that on the backs of their shirts, their little half shirts and stuff. Like,
oh, no, please. Actually, speaking of that, I don't know, because I've heard different reports. Is the Prime logo going to be on every WWE ring moving forward after it's from WrestleMania onwards? Or is it just for Mania or pay-per-views or PLEs?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Cool, because neither do I. And one more thing about WWE, and I forgot to mention this before. What's going on with Ridge Holland? Is this a work or shoot?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Because it feels kind of, I don't know what the fuck it feels like. It feels real, but it could be a work.
Yeah, like
we'll
what
see.
if it's an angle? What business are you going to get out of it? Who's going to be the one to be in an angle with him? Like,
Unless Big E comes back, I doubt it.
Well,
I'm just putting it out there. I highly doubt it though.
yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Edge
Thank you, Cold.
versus Zack Ryder. Okay, that's what we get.
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly what it is.
A long history of these guys. Which these guys, speaking of which, these were the guys that when I was at OVW, the Major Brothers came in.
Right, exactly.
And I was just like, like they look like young, guy. They were in shape, they like, I would watch their matches and be like, ew, but still like they kind of looked like something. And they used to come into the Toys R Us where I worked, and they used to like buy action figures even back then, dude. So
no way, bro. Yeah. They would actually, because even back then they were doing that shit. Fucking, so they were besties.
This was like 06 or 07.
Yeah, easy. I think they debuted in WWE on the main roster at like late 06 or 07, early 07. So
right, and they quickly became Edge heads, which that's the connection here now. They're trying to get this over on commentary like anybody cares. Anyway, Edge hits a spear on him and beats him. Then the lights go out. House of Black shows up. Then Mark Briscoe runs out. And then Eddie Kingston runs out. And then the lights go out. And House of Black disappears. So
they ruined it, bro. Yeah. This is getting weird for me now, Vet. This is stupid. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the same shit. They're just rehashing the same shit, bro. Like, really, either get to it already or just fucking stop. Like, I'm just done.
Okay. Well, next is Lexi Nair with FTR. This was earlier today. Like, that matters. I don't know why it matters if it was earlier. But they let us know. And Dax Daxon is saying some allusion to them being like a Cinderella team in the tournament because they've been through a lot of, losses lately and they're not necessarily the favorites.
The Cinderella team, eat a dick, Cash Cashton. Just saying.
Well, Cash is innocent. He
sorry, Dax Daxon, whatever the fuck. Yeah. I mean, seriously, they're really the dark horse to win this. Give me a break.
Well, you got to remember, Cash Cashton's already thinking about his split when he goes off and does his $1 Million Man gimmick, the money.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They have to do that, dude. If they don't do it, there's no money in that. I mean, they have to do it. I still picture the fucking, like I said, the Monopoly guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Mr. Moneybags.
Right.
Aaron doesn't get the connection to Cinderella, so it's like an American expression where we refer to like a team that has like a chance of going from rags to riches, like nobody thinks they're going to do it. Like, just like nobody thought Cinderella was going to be a princess or whatever, but then she gets the magic wand and the, turn the pumpkin into a carriage and all the shit, like, so it's like, it's just used to refer to somebody that comes from the bottom to make it all the way to the championship. That's basically
the underdog story,
right?
Aaron.
She does end up with the prince at the end, so that's kind of the correlation there.
I'm surprised you didn't understand that connection, actually, Aaron. Like, I mean, I think
a lot of people just they hear that phrase and it's such a cliche they don't even really think about it anymore.
It just goes over people's heads.
Really? They just accept it, like, oh yeah, whatever, Cinderella. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it's not just an American thing. I've known this since, forever in Australia, for example. So, yeah, like it's a term that gets around for sure. But, well, I guess if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. Speaking of rap music lyrics, Acclaimed comes out and they do not rap.
They
no
don't.
Rap.
No rap.
There was plenty of opportunities for rap, but there was no rap. Even Anthony Bowens even said, the Acclaimed has arrived and all this stuff he says, but it's Max Caster, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
But you know what, dude? I will say this. You're right. There was no rap to be heard or seen or anything. But you know what? It was a decent promo, and when I say decent, it wasn't that good. But
Right.
coming out of Max Caster, though, I thought, because I've never, dude, do you remember a time where he actually done a normal promo? Because I don't.
I mean, yes, but I don't care. Like,
Well, I
never
don't
really
remember,
cared.
but for the sake of this promo, he was okay. It wasn't great, but he was okay. You know what I mean? I thought, yeah, you know what? He can actually talk on the mic. It's just he still has a lot to learn, though. But still, it was all right for what he did.
Well, they make reference to Jay White and the Ass Boys invading their dad's house,
Yes.
because that did happen on Rampage. That was like a vignette that they did where they kind of got in the house and they were about to smash his TV when Billy and what I assume is his wife got home and they all ran away. So, woo.
Haven't we seen this already?
No, we've never seen a home
No, no.
invasion in wrestling, or we've never
Oh,
even
yeah.
seen a filmed crime. Never.
Never. Never, never, never. But they love doing this. They rinse and repeat all the time, AEW. In quick succession, too, bet, which is weird.
Yeah. I don't get it, but here we go. So anyway, FTR versus the Infantry. Oh, they're actually accompanied by Trish Adora this time. So
They
if you
are.
remember all those weeks ago, when I said, "Hey, why isn't Trish Adora coming out with them?" but she's on the same show in a singles match. Well, they finally decided, oh yeah, you guys are in a group. So she came out. I don't think she stayed though, right? Didn't she go back or something?
Honestly, dude, I totally forgot about it. So she might have gone back.
Okay, she probably went back. Well, anyway, they had a match. I assume that they thought they were doing a bunch of cool stuff. It didn't look that cool to me.
Nah.
But there was a spot where Dax Daxon bumped Cash Cashin off the apron. So I was like, wait, doesn't that mean you guys are mortal enemies now? Like, a partner can't bump another partner without a turn. Like, you gotta. And they just got right back into the match and started working together again and hit their double team. I was shocked. I was even a little bit hurt. Like, how could you not turn on your partner after he made a mistake? Like, it's so non-wrestling.
It's so non-wrestling, but that doesn't matter because it's Cash Cashed and Dax Daxon, bet. They don't have beef.
Well, the Cinderella team squeaks out another victory over the Infantry, who are the heavy favorites.
Dude. So what was the whole point? Look, it doesn't make them look any better or good beating the Infantry. Who the fuck's the Infantry at the end of the day, vet? You know what I mean? What does this do for FTR? Especially considering the way they started this, and I say this term lightly, angle.
The only thing I could say is if now going forward they bring up the Infantry to be more on Collision and Dynamite and Rampage and stuff. If they're gonna do that, yes, because they've done. There's nothing else for them to do in Ring of Honor. They ain't gonna win no Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship. So you might as well bring them up to these other shows and give them a look. Maybe FTR said, "Hey, these guys are good. We want to work with them." I don't know. Like, I don't know what happens. I got nothing against the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean, and Charlie Bravo, whatever.
Charlie,
Why are you laughing? That's his name.
is it? Wait. Is that his actual name? Charlie Bravo.
Am I the only guy on the internet that knows anything about wrestling? Jeez, guys.
Why would I fucking care to remember this guy's name? Seriously, Charlie Bravo. That should tell you. I mean, what? I mean,
besides the fact that I've already said it multiple times on this very show with you,
that's how much
just a little
I care
product
about
knowledge.
the infantry.
It's all right. All right. Well, here's a name you know: Lexi Nair again with Big Bill. You know him, and Ricky Starks. You know him too.
Right, and I just want to say, I guess the reports were wrong because remember how I said about Ricky Starks signing with WWE?
No, I forgot. Just like you forgot about Charlie Bravo.
Touche. Well, I just want to point out when I went looking for it, I think it was you that asked me where did I see it, and I saw it on the Meltzer thing. But then when I went looking for it again, it was either with John or you, one or the other.
Took it down.
Yeah, it was gone. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't find it anymore, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? I can't find it anymore." And then here he is on Collision. Do you think he might have secretly re-signed, or he's just there out of good faith?
I don't know if his contract was up in the first place, so he might still have some more obligations. But That's going to change here after this match because we're going to talk about that in a second. It's not
Let's.
quite here yet. Before we get any further with that, we have an Edge and Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston little promo thing here. So anytime I can get a Mark Briscoe promo, that is a delicious a la carte item. So I'll take it. The other guys did good too. You know, I'm not even gonna say anything bad about Edge's promo. It was just real quick, 1, 2, 3. And the drama here is that Eddie and Mark have a Ring of Honor championship match at Supercard of Honor coming up April 5th or something. So first they got to fight it out over the championship, and then they got to team up to take on House of Black, I guess.
Cool. Looking forward to that. And honestly, again, I don't know, man. I want to care, but like you said, you know, Briscoe's on the a la carte menu, but...
Well, what about him winning the Ring of Honor championship?
Well, I didn't see it, first of all, so...
No, he didn't, but I'm saying, what if he does?
Oh. If he does, cool, but what does it really do for him, though, when you think about it? I mean, does the Ring of Honor championship even matter anymore? Yeah, but it doesn't... I swear, Ring of Honor, just kill it. Like, it doesn't have the same feeling as the original Ring of Honor.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh.
I'm sorry. But look, if they use it like an NXT, I don't know if that's what they're attempting, but I don't think they are, because do they have many youngsters signed to the company? And when I say youngsters, I'm talking about, you know, mid-20s down.
They have the infantry.
Yeah, how old are they, really? Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Google
20s.
it. Google him.
Yeah, I should.
Google Charlie Bravo. His name is Charlie Bravo.
Charlie Bravo. Right. Watch this. I bet you he's like early 30s or some shit. Anyway, the point is, while I looked
like
that
25.
up, you think so? Okay, let's see this. Oh, we'll see. You say 25. He's trained by QT Marshall.
Ugh.
Where's his age?
Send him back down to Ring of Honor.
Dude, you know what's funny? Yeah, he must be young. It doesn't say his age for some weird reason. But he debuted in 2020, so he's got to be young. I mean, you'd think. He's got to be in his 20s. Has to be. Is he signed with AEW, though? 100%.
I don't know. He's on Ring of Honor.
Bet.
It's the infantry. I don't know everybody's contract status, but that's the thing. Just like you, even people that report on this for a living don't know or talk about these guys because they're not over enough. It says, like, we can't be bothered to know about who's on Ring of Honor, but we want to speculate on Ricky Starks' contract. We want to put out rumors about Ricky Starks' contract status because he's Ricky Starks and he's Cody's friend. But we don't know anything about these other guys in Ring of Honor, right? So that's just how people treat these guys. But I mean,
dude,
they're out there trying.
I can't even get his age. I can't even find his age, bro. I can't believe his age is
he's
not
not
around.
over enough to have an age. Uh-oh. All right, well, Jimmy dropped out, I assume due to some internet issues. So let's move on. We'll not talk about Charlie Bravo's age anymore. Well, and Scott Woodford didn't show up, did he? I don't know why else Jimmy would get knocked out like that. How's everything over on your end,
that was
buddy?
an accident.
Oh.
That was an accident. It was an accident. Sorry about that. Because I went to go back a page. I did it to our StreamYard feed by accident, hence why that happened. So yeah. Were you saying anything though as I dipped out there for a split second?
No. I was saying that
Right, well, I still can't
okay,
find
so
his
here's
age.
a weird thing. He doesn't exist. Just like he must be Australian. So anyway,
he's there. Yeah, I can see him, but I just can't get his age. Yeah, but who cares? Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. But your point was, do they have an NXT like system? And I think they are kind of using Ring of Honor, because every time we do Collision and somebody comes up and you're like, where the fuck have these people been? And I'm like, they were in Ring of Honor. And you're like, well, I don't watch Ring of Honor. And I was like, well, I do. So I'm telling you, that's where they were. So maybe they are using Ring of Honor as like, okay, you guys work your shit out here. Then you could get a try on Collision and do a job to an AEW person. And then maybe if you get over, you can go to Dynamite and do a job to an AEW person. And then maybe if you get super over, you can be a megastar. But, we'll give you the Mercedes Moné treatment. But until then, you're in the infantry with Captain Sean Dean and Trisha Dora.
Well, but can I say one thing? You know how old Sean Dean is, Vet?
Sean Dean, I'm going to guess 31.
Higher.
Higher?
Higher. Take one more guess.
34.
Even higher, bro. 38.
What?
30. I kid you not.
Give
bro.
it up.
38 years old. 38 years
Bro,
old, man.
He was already in his mid 30s when AEW was founded, and he's that rotten. Give it up. Bless his heart.
38, bro.
Bless his
I'm
fucking
shocked.
heart.
I didn't think he was that old, but fuck, goddamn it,
neither did
I. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. So I'm not gonna guess what fucking what Charlie Bravo is, but considering he started in 2020, I would say he's young, but you just don't know anymore.
Well, if he started, let's say he started when he was about 18, so that would make him like 23 now, right?
Assuming, right.
Like 22, 23, something like that.
So now yeah, which is about right. But my point about that and how you said they're using it as like an NXT per se, I feel like they, I don't know who signed with this company, honestly, because at the end of the day, they're private. They don't have to disclose any of that shit, right? But it'd be nice to know, especially out of the young people, the young guys and girls who they've got, because then, and if you have them in Ring of Honor week in, week out, then they would make fucking, more sense, like with Ring of Honor. But I feel like they're trying to make, first of all, don't even have them on, are they still on pay-per-view? Are the Ring of Honor shows, the actual pay-per-views on pay-per-view? Or is it only through Honor Club?
I think it's Honor Club, but you might be able to buy it from, like one of those like Triller whatever's. Not
you
positive.
Can on Triller, right? Well, if it is through Honor Club, then that's cool. I like it. But if they expect you to subscribe to Honor Club and then pay for a pay-per-view as well through Honor Club just to watch whatever's coming up, then I've got an issue with it. You know what I mean?
Well, when I had an Honor Club subscription, you just watched the pay-per-view. You didn't have to pay nothing extra. So
okay, all right. Well, if that's the case,
so it's like
cool.
the WWE Network in that sense.
Right. Well, if it's like that, then yeah, I'm cool with it. Absolutely cool with it. But anyway, fuck that. Let's move on though, shall we, Vet?
Yeah. Well, before we move on, I'll say to Unrealistic Cliff Burton, he said, "We don't know who these guys are, so why should we care? There's real stuff to watch like March Madness, opening week of baseball." Well, yeah, exactly. But there are people that don't care about those things and they like wrestling. So, and that's fine too. Nobody's asking a fan to care, right? But the problem is there's people in the industry, like people in our space. So like Jimmy and I are part of the wrestling podcast punditry space or whatever you want to call this space, right? This is what we do. So we're kind of supposed to know some of this stuff and some of these people so that we can speak about it whenever it comes up like this. And so I don't expect everybody to know what's going on because fans of anything only care about what they care about, even in baseball. Like you have your favorite baseball team. You're probably not going to watch 162 games of some other team, right? You may not even watch 162 games of your own team. You just follow them to whatever degree you want to follow them. That's fine. But if you're on a show on the MLB network, or if you have a baseball podcast of your own independently, you better fucking know who these players are. And you better know some of the minor leaguers too.
Yeah,
because otherwise, why am I listening to you?
Right. Spot on. No,
if I can listen to a guy that was in the wrestling business for 30 years and he doesn't know any more than some Mark podcaster, that's not good.
No, it's true. Facts.
So anyway, that's just how I feel about it. But, so here's a weird thing. like yesterday, in case you haven't been able to tell from my voice, I've not been feeling the best. And yesterday I was sleeping most of the day, but it was feverish. And I remember waking up at a point where Collision was on live, right? So I went to turn it on and it's about at the 1 hour mark. So I said, okay, here's what I'll do. Since I woke up and probably can't go back to sleep, I'll just watch the last hour first, and then I'll go back and watch the first hour. And the first thing I see is Kyle O'Reilly getting it lifted up on the Undisputed Kingdom shoulders. And I could see JD Drake's lifeless body in the ring. And I was like, oh, they must they must be congratulating Kyle on not dying of boredom in his match. But then when I eventually went back and watched this first hour, and I was like, oh, I see he actually did have to have like a 3-minute match with this guy. The announcers were talking about type 1 diabetes, and I had to legitimately think, who are they talking about? Because even though they just said it between the two guys in the ring, I was like, which are they? Oh, I think they mean Kyle.
That's true. Kyle does have type 1 diabetes, but he's had it since he was born, I believe. Right. And JD Drake, if he doesn't have diabetes, I mean, he's a lucky man. That's all I'm saying.
Type 2 for sure, but maybe type 1. I don't know. Yeah. Looks like he would, basically, is what we're trying to say. But yeah, armbar on JD Drake. Obviously, he's you guys know how I feel about JD Drake. I'm sure he's a very nice man, but I just intensely dislike watching his
why is he on there?
Yeah.
Like, why? Seriously, what are they freaking seeing him for real, man? Like,
well, he's a workhorseman, Jimmy.
Oh, true.
And he's on Ring of Honor all the time. You know?
He is? Well, geez. Like I said, I'm glad I'm not covering that show anymore, dude. Yeah. God.
Good.
Anyway.
But yeah, you'd have to watch a lot of that. But then you'd miss Athena, so... Like I said,
that's the only thing.
For my a la carte menu, you must go find Athena's spot on the Ring of Honor show and then skip everything else.
Jeez.
Speaking of skip, we get a Hobbs and Ospreay package here because remember, Will Ospreay, the babyface, has to go through every member of the Don Callis family, of which he is a part. Right?
This is the dumbest shit. Right. Anyway, continue.
Yep. So
it's so dumb, man.
Are you looking forward to this match? Do you think Will Ospreay will be able to drop Will Hobbs on his head a bunch of times in a match?
Hopefully he can't pick him up, first of all.
Right.
But if he does, yeah, I am worried. I hope he doesn't attempt anything remotely close to a suplex. Body slam, maybe. Any type of suplex, please don't. Just don't even try.
Just tell the WrestleMania 3 story.
No. Yeah, well, if it has to be that, where it's the good old WrestleMania 3, like Hogan picking up Andre, so be it. But Ospreay, look, I'm sure he can pick him up. It should be, I don't want to say real easy, but relatively easy. I mean, he has put on a lot of muscle mass, but I don't want to see any suplexes or any Spanish flies, like any sort of that bullshit. Just don't even try it. But as Aaron says, he will try. And I hate to say it, but I agree. He probably will try that.
Well, Hobbs did it with Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sammy Guevara is nowhere near as muscular or over as Will Ospreay.
Yeah, no. Forget what I said. He will try and he will do it. Okay, there you go. Oh. Sad but true.
Yep. Okay, well, here's the real speaking of sad, this is the real story of the show. But right here next is Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus Top Flight.
Oof.
So the match is whatever. Darius Martin's kind of working on a dad bod lately. I don't know what's up with that. Was he always like that and I just didn't notice? Or no. I kind of felt like him and Dante had like a similar build, but Dante's still in shape and Darius is really kind of letting himself get a little sloppy. I think.
Dante is the wider looking one, right? So I'm not confused. Right. Darius was injured recently, so it could be that.
But he's been back for a while though.
Has he though, really? I thought he got injured again short term and then
Maybe he did.
I'm pretty sure it was only like a 2-week thing, 2 to 3 week. Not like previously where he was out for like a year, it felt like. But I'm pretty sure he did get a little knock. And if anything, if he did, if my memory, serves me right, then I'll just take it to that. Maybe he's just, a little lazy, shall we say, on going back to the gym. I'm sure he'll get back in shape in no time, though.
Well, good for him if he does. But that's really not the point. The point of this match is Ricky Starks got fucked up somewhere. And I watched it in my fever haze, right? Yeah. And I was like, Dante, no, it was Darius. Darius did some weird like pin to him, like a roll up of some kind. And Ricky Starks did absolutely not kick out. And the referee stopped counting again and held up and tried to say he got his shoulder up or whatever. And the crowd started booing. And then they picked him up and did something else. It was actually kind of a cool thing because they had to do this on the fly. This was not apparently, allegedly, not the planned finish. But so they did a cool thing where he Dante threw Darius into a DDT. So Ricky Starks takes the DDT, looked safe or whatever, and then 1, 2, 3, and it felt very abrupt. And Ricky Starks, the trainer, immediately came in and started checking on him. Everybody was confused. Top Flight had to win the match, I guess, because he just didn't kick out. And so it's very reminiscent of the Phoenix Moxley thing, right? That we had like whenever that was.
Right.
Or even the Willow Mercedes thing from the New Japan show.
Yeah, but no one was knocked out in that match though, per se.
No, nobody was knocked out, but the referee did stop counting completely, even though Mercedes didn't move her shoulder 1 millimeter.
Chris Wheeland in the chat thinks it was a hit on Starks to keep him from jumping ship when his contract is up. But according to Hatebot, he says it was on the back elbow and kicked to the back of the neck / shoulder area.
I watched the thing after the initial Fever Haze watch. I watched it later on. I rewatched the spot. I have no idea what could have hurt him. It could have been those things, but like those things didn't really look like they didn't look that bad. But sometimes things that don't look bad can really hurt you, and it just you wouldn't know. So some was up with Ricky, but who knows?
There hasn't been any reports as far as I've seen as in terms of injury. I mean, it could have been a concussion, a mild concussion. But doesn't he have shoulder issues?
I don't know.
Okay. And concussion issues.
Maybe I'm not doing my job as a podcaster. I don't know about Ricky Stark's injury history, but
I'm pretty sure he does have concussion issues though, man. So that could be that too.
Yeah. But here's the thing. This is it's one thing if you have like a match like Willow and Mercedes 1-on-1, Moxley Phoenix 1-on-1. This is a tag team match. Right. If Starks and Big Bill were supposed to win, you have this whole other guy named Big Bill. Like they did this with they did this on Raw with it was like Imperium versus the New Day when Vinci supposedly got hurt. Right. And they just stopped the match. It's like fucking tag your partner and come up with the finish that way. I don't understand why tag team matches don't finish the match. Especially if
it's like they panic vet.
Well, I guess, but you have to at least go in there knowing anything could happen.
Right. No, you're right. I just think no one in the back sits there and gives any sort of hypotheticals and just say this happens or if that happens, we'll go in with if it's a tag match, for example, bring in the partner. And if it was meant to be, say, Big Bill and Starks on winning, then Big Bill should just, cleaned house, got the 1, 2, 3, banging, and we're done. Big deal.
Yes. What's so hard about that? Because obviously if Ricky Starks was too fucked up to kick out of the pin that didn't do any damage, then why are you going to make him take another bump? You just go tag, right?
Right. I don't understand either. And Liz says apparently Starks then stood up, took a DDT, and was abruptly pinned by Darius Martin Fightful, though, apparently is reporting that not only was that not the original finish, but Starks and Bill were supposed to also win.
Right,
So,
like
yeah,
I
it's
said.
got to be. Right.
Like I said. So that's basically it. If you could take a DDT, you could go tag your partner.
Yeah.
You shouldn't expose the business like that.
It's true,
you still
man.
finished the match, but the finish wasn't the planned finish. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Whatever. I don't want to, kick them when they're down or whatever because somebody got hurt. So I feel bad for Ricky Starks, but I mean, it's not really, I'm not blaming him for the way the match should have played out. They should have known better. If these guys are all, these guys have been around for a while. They should know. They should know better.
In particular, especially Starks and Big Bill. But okay, look, Starks, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. If he was, knocked out or whatever the fuck he was, drowsy or groggy, then I get it. I'm sure he's not thinking straight, obviously. But someone should have said something to the ref at least. Even, I don't know, someone should have said something. There's got to be some sort of thing, for these things when they do happen, where at least they discuss this before their matches and say, what if something like this does happen, finish like this? But clearly they don't. It is what it is.
Yeah, like I said, a tag team match, a little different than a singles match.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Here's a weird thing. Christopher Daniels challenges Malachi Black for Rampage next week. So we got a guy that's not on the show challenging a guy that he has nothing to do with on a show that's not this show.
I don't know what to tell you, man. This is bizarre to me. And what? Is it because it's the fallen angel versus the Prince of Blackness at this point? I couldn't care less. Daniels is going to get his ass whooped, and that's that. I mean, but then again, knowing AEW, maybe it won't be a squash match. It'll probably be 50-50, and then Malachi gets the win for.
Well, Christopher Daniels is a crafty veteran, so.
Yeah, that's right. He sure is. He's done, though, man. He's 60 almost at this point. Come on.
He's 38. Thunder Rosa.
Oh.
Versus Lady Frost.
Dude, is it just me or did this match go forever, bro?
It went long enough for the crowd to start chanting for Lady Frost. And then they immediately took it home.
Thank God, because it went for way too long. I felt this match felt like it just kept going. And what was up with the crocodile or the alligator rolls, whatever you want to call it, same shit. I mean, I felt like, how many did you want to give? She was giving Lady Frost, and I'm talking about Thunder Rosa. Those alligator rolls felt like they were going all over the friggin' ring. I mean, come on, man. I didn't like this match at all. Went way too long.
Yeah, I can't disagree too much.
But I will say this: the people love Frost, man. For some reason, I've noticed, every time she's on television, I've seen a trend even on Twitter, over a match she had on Collision like a few weeks back. And I was thinking to myself, like, look, she's cool, but I'm just surprised that the people really are behind her. She hasn't signed with AEW, I can tell you that 100%. But they clearly like her because they bring her back every second week, it feels like at this point. Do you go ahead and sign? If you were Tony Khan, would you go ahead and sign her?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, I agree. I think she's earned it at this point.
But I don't think you need to. I mean, if she's just going to keep coming in and doing stuff for you, why give her a guaranteed contract?
I guess.
She's also been in CMLL lately. She was on a show down there.
She's been everywhere, dude. Like, everywhere. She's been killing the indie scene lately.
And so was Willow Nightingale in CMLL because she got a win over Stephanie Vaquer. Now, you guys want to hear about... Remember that name, Stephanie Vaquer. Remember that name. Right. Remember I said it. 5 years from now, when she's big, you'll be like, Vet said it back then.
I've heard of her.
I'm always 5 years ahead.
Yes.
Get ready now. Nobody cares. There's baseball and March Madness, but just trust me, okay? Don't try to jump on the bandwagon. It's going to be too late. So get on now. Renee Moxley Good is with Team Timeless, and
Right.
next week it's going to be Rosa versus May, and Tony says, like, is this your plan all along, you magnificent bastard? And kisses her, which gets a pop because it's two blonde chicks kissing.
It's HLA. Remember that? HLA? Back in the day?
That's right. I'm back.
I won't keep going and say what it means, but I'm sure you peeps in the chat get it. That's what we're going to get. That's what the people want, so I guess that's why they pop, dude.
Okay.
I mean,
not
seriously.
Stephanie Vaquera. Vaquer. She's
Vaquer.
like Chilean or something. She's from Chile, and she's like the CMLL women's champion or whatever.
Oh, well, there you go. Indy Hartwell needs to watch out.
VAQUER.
You know, Indy Hartwell's also Chilean background, right? Even though she's from Australia, but
nobody cares about Indy Hartwell. She's getting cut. I'm promising.
She will.
She'll be the first cut.
You think so?
They're thinking about doing it right now. They probably want to like do it before Mania, but that would be too cruel. So they just.
She looks dejected too. I'm not gonna lie. She looks like she knows her time's coming up. I'm not gonna lie.
Why the long face?
I know you don't like rim shots, but that deserved a rim shot, really. But
that one maybe does. Yeah.
And do it.
But nonetheless.
Oh, you kind of.
We're not talking about her. We're talking about Will Ospreay again. We show a package of his entire life story up till now, just trying to make you care. And then we get our main event, which is the Blackpool Combat Club of Danielson and Castagnoli and Shibata versus Righteous and Lance Archer.
If there was a match that I couldn't care less about and I was ready to turn it off, it was this.
Well, the good news is at least that Will Ospreay did not end up killing Shibata because he's here. So
Whoopity whoop.
That's nice.
Why again, Vet? I'm going to continue the trend. Remember when I said to you, why is every main event a friggin' a 6-man main event every time?
Yeah.
Here we are once again with another 6-man. Why do they continuously do this shit, bro? Why? Why does it always have to be a 6-man main event week in, week out?
I don't know.
Seriously, am I the only one that noticed that? I'm telling you, man. I don't know.
Well, you're not totally correct, Jimmy. Sometimes it's an 8-man.
Whatever, man. The point is, why do they have to have multi-man tag matches as the main event? For real.
I don't know.
I'm telling you now, it's been how many weeks in a row? There could have been 1 or 2 that wasn't, but I'm telling you, like more times than not, it is a multi-man main event every time. And I'm sick of it, Vet. I'm done.
I'm sorry, but I really don't have an answer for you.
Well, Colt says 6 times the fun, Jimmy. Yeah. Rightio.
Well, I guess they're thinking, right, is that, I was going to say, you put a bunch of guys, when Collision first started, you put a bunch of guys you would want to see and put them on teams, right?
But that doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter to you, but think about it. You get that much star power in one place, it feels like a main event. So you had like a CM Punk, the FTR, and then versus like, Blackpool Combat Club with Danielson or whatever the things would be, you had stars, but this isn't that because you have the Righteous. The only person that likes the Righteous is Jeff Lippman. Nobody else likes those guys.
Yeah, because he's friends with one of them, with the long-haired idiot.
Hey, when I'm friends with somebody that says shits, I just don't talk about it.
That's it. Facts. But yeah. Dude, I can't stand the Righteous. I'm done with these guys.
Yeah, one guy snaps and the other guy just holds his coat lapels. Like that's their gimmick. That's all they, That's not a thing. And they keep like going out to the desert and digging up a box of stuff. Like what?
A box of stuff.
Yeah, it was like, dude.
Are they treasure hunting? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's AEW's Hidden Treasures. They go out to the desert. They dig up a box. This was on Rampage. They dug up a box. Before they showed this vignette, they dug up this box and then they just carried it somewhere and they didn't open it. Well, this time they opened it, but it's like they were digging it up again. So what? They go rebury it and then open it again. So they open the box and it's like, it's Dutch's glasses and it's fucking Vincent's beads. And like, I'm just like, what did you made a time capsule that for what? Like, to dig up 6 months later? This isn't even what the fuck are you guys doing? What is this? Why are we supposed to care?
Yeah, and I don't care. And I'm just sick of these type of matches. The obvious winners are your babyface team. And like, why? Like, you know what I mean? And like Liz said in the chat, because they have 10,000 wrestlers on the roster with no storylines, so multi-man matches everywhere. Yeah, but you know what's funny about that statement, Liz? It'd make more sense if they had 10,000 storylines going with those 10,000 wrestlers, but they don't actually even have that. So, yeah.
Every storyline is, I'm going to have a match with you. It's just pro wrestling. You know, that's all it's ever going to be. Yeah. Even, you know, it doesn't matter if it's guys thrown in a main event or if it's The Rock beating up Cody by a truck. It's just a wrestling match. That's all you're going to do. That's all you can do. You're just having matches. There's nowhere else to go. And Canada Spaceman, the Righteous promos are not great. They're specifically not great. They're actually terrible.
What? Dude, you're eating too much tzatziki. That's why you think their fucking promos are great. Look, they would have had potential, apparently, or allegedly, and this came out of their mouth. Apparently, they were signed to WWE to be Bray's, henchmen at one stage. Like a new Wyatt family. I don't know how true that is. The little one with the hair, Vinny, whatever his name is, apparently said they were close to signing with WWE to be exactly that. I don't believe it though. They suck, bro.
Well, even if that's true, well, I could make a really distasteful joke, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, better not. But anyway, thank God that didn't happen, obviously. And I get your distasteful joke if it's what I think you were going to say, but I won't say it.
So, speaking of distasteful, that is your episode of Collision.
Yeah, and I'm sorry there wasn't really much more to talk about, but you know what, man? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. This show started off kind of hot with Cardona. I feel like the Cope Open should have probably been the main event at this point. It would have been better for them, if anything.
They wanted the lead in. Because they know nobody's going to stick around for this main event.
And that's
smart. They still wouldn't have stuck around. Yeah. It's like when people... Sometimes you hear the narratives of people that are like armchair quarterbacking and they say, hey, if you're going to have these surprises, why don't you advertise the surprise? Why didn't you advertise, so-and-so is going to be there? Exactly why you don't do it is, yeah, I get that you should. Like, if you've got something for the people, you should let them know that you have it, right? I do get that. But the reason why they won't a lot of times is because if you advertise it and then they still don't do a number, that's crushing to that wrestler's ego.
Oh, not just to the wrestler's ego, but even to the company. Well, that'd be massive, dude. Right.
Because it's one thing if somebody shows up as a surprise and then you go, oh, look, you guys should have seen it. You should have been there. You missed it. Look who showed up. And then you can get all the social media views and YouTube hits and all this other stuff. Right. But then if you advertise it and then still nobody cares, then, that's not a good look. So that's why, and that's exactly why they would take somebody like Edge and then put him on at the top of the show when you have the most chance of people watching, because you got a lead in from whatever Marvel movie they're playing this week or whatever. I don't even know what it was. So you're going to get that lead in, and then people may see Edge and stick around and be like, I know this guy. That's why he's not in the main event, because everybody's turning off the TV and going to bed at that point.
100%. No, you're probably right. Actually, you are right. Not probably. You are right. And I bet it would have been Edge and probably Cardona, because he's been around long enough to say, you know what, we want to be the lead in. You know what I mean? We want to be the start of the show because of those reasons. They're not dumb. They know. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Liz says it was Kong versus Godzilla.
Was it really?
I want to see the new one.
I haven't watched them, believe it or not. Are they worth watching, Vet, at all?
None of them?
Maybe the old shit, yeah, but...
You haven't watched the Monsterverse, starting with 2014's Godzilla?
No,
and then Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then Kong Skull Island, and then Kong versus Godzilla, and now Kong cross Godzilla Ultimate Monster team up battle or whatever.
Climax.
Yeah, yeah. This new one is like, it's the equivalent of like a 6-man main event.
More reason not to watch it. I mean, yeah, no, I'm sorry, not sorry that I didn't watch any of that shit. And Liz was saying Yepers Peppers. She was actually watching it. God, it's true. I can't believe it. You know what I'm addicted to, though, lately, before we go, Vet?
Huh.
Now, look, everybody loves GTA, right? But I never played GTA 5 online until recently. And what the hell was I doing?
I don't know.
I love it, man. GTA Online is pretty cool. Pretty addictive, too. I've been playing that lately. I think I might play that now, as a matter of fact.
You know what, the GTA Online has been around so long that they are now like acting out. They're doing like role play, like they'll get their friends together in groups and they'll do like Dungeons and Dragons role play, but in GTA.
Do you know what's been happening to me, and it pissed me off right before we actually were doing the wreckage? I'm hearing police sirens, right? I'm like, I can't see them, and then out of nowhere, it was two guys in a fucking undercover police car, or two of them. That fucking blew me up, bro. But they were just role playing as cops. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Well, obviously not, because cops don't necessarily do that. But that's why I don't play. That's exactly why I don't play, because these online griefers, I just don't have I don't have the patience for this.
It pisses me off.
Online communities ruin everything.
No, you're right. But you can play online without having all that bullshit in it, though. If you just do a private session, you can do that, which I just found out recently. No shit, I didn't know there was actually any storyline in the game, right? But it's full of stories, so I was like, damn, why didn't I fucking play this back 12 years ago? But anyway, not here to talk GTA. So in saying that,
we're not?
Well, we should be. It's probably better.
Might as well do the back half as a GTA podcast.
Our views have gone up, actually, since we started talking GTA. And I actually want to thank everybody in the chat, because our numbers have been going way up, and live right now, there's over 30 of you tuning in, which I totally, we both totally appreciate. So keep it coming. And please like and subscribe right here at Hamin Media Group. Don't be shy. You know, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell everybody to tune in right here on Hamin Media Group and at channelattitude.com. But anyway,
tell them to put the ham down, put the chocolate bunny down, and watch Hamin Media Group.
The chocolate bunnies, man. Did you get any eggs? Chocolate eggs, that is.
No, but I bought me a nice 18 pack, but that's just for regular egg eating.
What's your favorite chocolate brand?
Favorite chocolate brand? I like, well, for American chocolate, I like Ghirardelli, probably.
Yeah, for me, it's Cadbury. Have you tried Cadbury before?
Yeah.
Okay.
But isn't that English, though?
Yeah, you know what's funny about Cadbury, right? Me growing up in the country that doesn't exist called Australia, right?
Uh-huh.
You would have thought that Cadbury, like the way they talk about it, I always thought it was Australian, right? But it's not. You're right. It's English, as a matter of fact. It's from England. But the way we talk about Cadbury, you'd think we claimed it. It's like we've kind of claimed it. But Cadbury is I kid you not, man. If you were here, you understand what I mean. Cadbury's like this shit here. So yeah, I'd have to say Cadbury chocolate. But more so, I'm sure you guys have got it, I think. Have you got the creamy eggs?
Yeah, of
where
course.
it's all caramel and like white
Well,
shit.
we're
not that
we're
type of
America,
shit.
so
Right.
obviously we have everything, right?
You got everything.
We
That's
if
right.
we don't have it, we import it. So we have Cadbury, we have we have all that shit. We have the fucking what's that it's like what's it called? God, why can't I think of it right now?
What country is it from?
Germany?
Oh, Toblerone?
No, but we have that.
No, that's Belgium, I think, actually, or Swiss. No, that's from
Whatever it
Switzerland.
is, we have that. No, I'm Kinder.
Oh no, that's Italian, man. It's from Italy. Kinder Surprise.
Is it?
And shit, yeah, it's Italian. No shit.
Are you sure?
It's
I'll trust you.
100%. Someone. Wait. Chris Willen says Cadbury are the only Easter egg worth of consumption. Snack attack.
I like the Cadbury. For personal, since childhood, I like the Cadbury fruit in a nut bar.
Oh, that's the bomb, bro. I used to love, bro. I used to have that all the time. You know what? I haven't seen it around as much anymore. The fruit and nut Cadbury, is that even around? They don't have the bars anymore though. Only the big blocks.
No, they don't seem.
Yeah, they used to have the bars, but they don't have them anymore. They just got the big blocks now. If you want to buy that.
And I like the there's of course there's the Cadbury cream egg, but I also like the
That's
Cadbury.
what I was talking about before.
There's also the Cadbury egg that's just like the hard candy on the outside.
Right.
It's just
I think
like,
that's called
but it's like
snack.
chocolate filled. It's like it's just called the Cadbury egg. They're like small. Get like a little purple bag and.
Oh yeah, that's the standard Cadbury.
Yeah, the standard one. That was really good. But yeah.
The fruit and nut though, dude. Fuck, I haven't thought about that in a while, man. But yeah, that's a good. So you do have all. So even when you were young, you had access to the fruit and nut. That sounds funny because they laughed in the background when I said that. No, I'm surprised. That's pretty cool. But anyway,
yeah, we have everything here. It's just if we don't have it, we can get it.
Well,
That's
now,
the beauty.
Like I was telling you off the air, not today, but in the past, how there's an American candy craze over here right now. So like everywhere you go, you can buy it now. So now I guess we got all your shit too, pretty much, except for Ruffles. I know it's here, but I can't find them, man. It's pissing me off. But anyway.
Well, we could talk about candy all day long.
Yeah, it's an impromptu.
And we will get ready
attack.
for a 5-hour candy stream. I hope you guys didn't have plans for today.
Well, like I said, our viewership is still up, so I guess they want candy. Excuse me. But anyway, before we go, we do have to give it a letter grade, Vet. So if it's between A and F, what would you give this show?
Man, this show is it's a hard D. Might even be a D minus.
But is it still a hard D minus?
Yeah. It is.
You know what? I'm gonna agree. D minus 100%. I could have gone F, but I won't. I'll give it a D minus. C minus cold, that's a bit generous, man, but nah. It's definitely a hard D for me too. A hard D minus, that is. Yeah, so that's a wrap from us then. In saying that, Vet, tell them where they can find you, bro.
Opinion Haver, all your favorite social media platforms. Next Level Wrestling Review every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern with Big Ray Hernandez. You can find me on the Impact Attack every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Brandon. What else can you find me on? A bunch of stuff probably. Just keep up with HMG and you'll be able to find everything I'm doing if you're interested. And then also check out Wrestling with Rip Rogers every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern at their concrete time. Stories from the territories. We had a 2-part Florida territory stories. So these are nice little 14, 15, 20-minute videos or whatever that he puts up telling about his personal experiences. In addition to the live Q&A that they do every Friday. So you could ask Rip Rogers a question. And then Stevie Richards, of course, he's doing all kinds of stuff. It's hard. They're making it hard for him. He's been targeted by the wrestling industry. So it's hard for him to put out content related to wrestling for you. But nonetheless, he's going to keep trying, and I assume he's still going to do his WrestleMania watch along. So follow along for that, and different, targeted demo videos about, workouts and other things that he's doing on his fitness channel, and listen to the Big Fitness Show with Big Stevie Richards and Big Mike Behrens every week. So that's pretty much everything, in case I forgot something. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, you can find me at DJ Massive X and at the PWC Network on the Twitter, the X, whatever it is. Also, like and subscribe right here at channelattitude.com, where $5, not only do you get the realest talk, but the best talk in all of pro wrestling. And also at HaminMediaGroup.podbean.com for our affiliate shows. And at the PWCNetwork.podbean.com for all of our other shows. And that's about it, I think, man. That was a quick wrap-up. In saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is the vet, Jamie Williams. And you've been listening and watching the HMG Saturday Night Wreckage right here on channelattitude.com via Hamin Media Group. And we're out. Happy Easter. And don't eat too much chocolate, damn it. Peace.